Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Kwon.
I'm Scott Engen. It is Wednesday.
Wow.
And this is Dillon.
I was going to do it,
Okay,
but
just
Scott
nothing.
moved on.
Just-
Scott moved on, so.
I'm Scott Engen, and I'm Dillon,
Dillon.
guys. I suffered on first news in the cold. You forgot about me.
I didn't forget about you.
Oh my
I was saving
gosh.
the best for
Oh
last.
my god.
The best for last,
Okay,
uh-huh.
okay, yeah. I mean, I was last anyways. Just had to skip me.
Well, the fact it was Wednesday apparently was more important to me.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Dillon.
suppose. Anyways, continue on with your spiel. Go for it.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Well, yeah, I think Scott kind of lost his train of thought here, but we should talk about weather because you had a pretty brutal morning out today.
Yeah, it was chilly outside. I was in Wapaton, which I guess is a warm spot this morning. But it
Yeah,
did
that's
not
like
feel
so hard
very
for me to
warm.
clearly.
It did not feel
Warm.
very warm. I was
Your
frozen.
cheeks were so rosy this morning
Yeah,
too.
because I had to look into the wind, which
Yeah.
there wasn't much of it, but it was also
Well,
snowing.
and then let alone talking in that cold too. It's so hard to do. So
I
props
still
to Dillon.
can't feel my face. It was very cold, but it was a fun morning.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what?
You made the most of it.
Aside from
You
being
did a good
outside,
job.
it was
Yeah,
fun.
you did great.
So, anyways, about the weather.
Yeah.
Pretty much south of 94s, we're going to see the snow from last night and
Yeah.
this morning. A little bit of blowing snow, not like a lot, just a little bit of drifting over the roadways.
Yeah.
Roads were pretty bad when we went down there at 4:30, but they're much better on the way back. So plows have definitely been out. So good there. And of course, still going to be a few slick spots here and there. Otherwise, it's just cold. I think, Lydia, was it 48 below wind chill?
Yeah.
Yeah, Langdon. Langdon? Yeah, Langdon had a 48
So
below
crazy.
wind chill reading this morning. That is just
It was 33 for the 10.
cold. 33 below for the actual air temperature. So in Langdon, that was
It's not much better. So
yeah, that's cold. I think
yeah.
Wapaton it was at like
Yikes.
0, so that was cold enough for me. I cannot imagine 33 below 0
Yeah.
for an actual air temperature.
Good
But
day.
anyways, the point is, it's going to be cold all day. Some of us not even getting above 0. A wind chill advisory is in effect for many counties north, Grand Forks, Jamestown, northward. So we're seeing a lot of those wind chills, 30 to 40 below all day. Even in Fargo, although we're not in a wind chill advisory, anywhere south of that doesn't mean it's not cold. So
Yeah. Seriously.
we warm up though tomorrow.
All right, you can stop talking about this now. I'm just kidding. It's.
I mean,
so
we're getting warmer.
cold.
Not getting
Yeah.
colder. We're getting warmer. That's good.
Yeah.
Near freezing by the weekend. So that'll feel like summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
We'll
So-
take that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Dylan. Thanks.
you.
And thanks for
Appreciate
being
you.
a trooper this morning.
Heck yeah.
Pretty
You
good
did
job.
great. Okay, before we get started, of course, always remember you can find us on your own time, and you can listen to this by visiting our InForum YouTube channel. It's been a few days. You can also
Monday
find
per
us.
se.
Yeah, it is Monday for me. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform and on inforum.com/podcasts under InForum Minute.
All right, let's talk about some local headlines. We have an update that just came into our newsroom this morning on that missing man that we've been telling you about all morning. We told you about all morning long on First News. You might have actually got a call or an alert on your phone overnight
point,
for
yeah.
it. So if you are wondering where his whereabouts are, we're being told that 88-year-old Alfred Von Bank has been located and is safe. So
Yeah.
good news this morning. That was according to Fargo Police. They put an update out on Facebook around 6:15 this morning.
Yeah.
So Von Bank had been missing since yesterday afternoon. So especially in all this cold, you get really worried when
Yeah.
someone goes missing like that.
Totally.
So really good news to have him back safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we wanted to let you know court hearings are set to move forward in that death of a North Dakota teenager after a street dance. This all happened in McHenry, North Dakota, right? And so now a jury is going to decide if this actually happened, if it was a murder or if it was an accident. That's kind of the big question right now. So just for context, 41-year-old Shannon Brandt is facing some murder charges. He's accused of killing 18-year-old Kayla Ellingson after that street dance back in September. Medical examiner says that Ellingson was crushed to death when Brandt drove his SUV over him. Well, Brandt is saying Ellingson would not leave him alone, and he actually killed him on accident as he tried to get away. And keep in mind, when we first reported this story, police were saying that the men were fighting over politics. So was it a political dispute? But that information still has not yet been confirmed, but we'll let you know if that changes.
The city of Fargo is asking a federal district court to dismiss a lawsuit against the city brought by a local adult entertainment store. That lawsuit claims that sexually oriented products do not qualify for free speech protections. Now, this is the owners of Romantics that are suing the city of Fargo for preventing the company from moving into the Syndicate building downtown. The store believes they are engaging in First Amendment activity through their goods and that the city of Fargo has denied them the ability to open and operate based on the content of their speech and their expression.
Yeah. Also, right now, students in Fargo and Moorhead are really starting to feel the effects of these surging infections going around in their classrooms. I mean, we've been talking about colds and RSV, things like that. And we're also learning that around 630 of these students were actually out sick earlier this week just in the Fargo Public School District alone.
Wow.
And that was just in one day.
Yeah.
Like, that is so insane to think about. And we are getting a better idea of what this could be tied to. So while these numbers can't actually be assigned to a specific illness, right, nationwide reports are indicating that a surge in the number of RSV cases. So that's the respiratory virus that we've been talking about all, season long at least. And it shows up mostly in adults as a mild illness with some cold-like symptoms, but then it can cause things like pneumonia and other serious diseases, in very young children, and also very much so in those who have a higher risk of whatever, if they have other diseases that they're dealing with. So it's, again, life-threatening in infants and older adults especially. So wanted to let you guys know about that. Very concerning, actually, for a parent. I can't imagine.
Something to be aware of right now, and if you are sick, probably just stay home.
Yeah, just stay home.
All right, this is a...
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to call it a funny story because it is. And it does have a serious side to it, which
It does
have an impact. But all right, let's talk about this. So the city of West Fargo took action adding wild birds, specifically targeting geese, to an already long list of animals listed in the city ordinance as off limits to feed. Now, they were doing this because there was a lot of geese in town and people were getting annoyed with them being in their neighborhoods and kind of taking over and being invasive
Lisa
in a way.
and Lydia were able to attest to this because they live in West Fargo.
Exactly. So now feeding geese will be a violation punishable by a fine of up to $100. The first offense will be considered an infraction, but the following offenses could increase that penalty. Some other animals that you can't feed in West Fargo do include moose, which are possible to be in the area,
Right, we
and
see
coyotes.
that.
So
Yeah.
you could think that, you could see
That's
why those are
normal.
included.
Yeah.
But now listen to this other portion of this ordinance and some of these animals that are included in this thing. Now, if you are in West Fargo, you cannot feed alligators, lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Now, bears actually I don't think are included, but jackals and dingoes are included.
Like, when would we ever see that in West Fargo? I'm curious. I'm asking for a friend here. Like, when would you ever see someone feeding an alligator in your streets of West Fargo? It just doesn't make
They're
any
obviously
sense
not
to
around
me.
here. So there's got to be some type of thought to this that someone had that makes a little sense, but I don't know what that would be right now.
Yeah, I would like to talk to that person because I'm very curious. And then our producer was making jokes too. Again, there is a serious side to this,
Yeah.
right? But just like, what if you were in Fargo or something and you were like right at the border of like West Fargo and you were like chucking food at these geese? Like, then what would happen? I don't know. That's actually like a good question.
I thought you were going to say, what if you're feeding alligators across?
That too. I mean, that would also be punishable, right? By up to $100 in fines, but I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Interesting
We
stuff.
had a big chuckle out of that this morning.
For sure.
Okay, in Grand Forks, we know that a majority of voters in that county who took a survey say that they would support a $61 million bond referendum. So that referendum would include $55 million to build a new Valley Middle School. We've been talking about that a lot on First News as well, with the remaining $6 million to build a new central kitchen facility at the Mark Sanford Education Center. If this all gets approved, people in Grand Forks are looking at paying just shy of $80 a year if they own a $100,000 home. And the survey also asked voters to consider some school security upgrades in the district, including adding some controlled access entrances to schools that do not currently have them, which I personally think is a really good idea.
All right, something on the national landscape right now to tell you about. Democrats have clinched the final battle of the midterm elections. We had a lot of eyes on that Senate runoff election in Georgia. They counted those votes up, and Senator Raphael Warnock, who is the incumbent, has defeated former football star Herschel Walker, who is running as a Republican and a challenger in that race. It was a high-stakes race in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
This major win now has handed Democrats an outright majority in the next Senate, which is, of course, the big part of this is some of that governmental control that we've been watching.
Yeah, and I think some like 1.6 million people voted in person
Yeah.
in Georgia or something.
Big turnout.
Shattered records, so thought that was very interesting too. Okay, and a planned nurses strike in Minnesota will likely not be happening as a tentative deal has been reached. So we heard from the president of the State's Nurses Association, who is calling this preliminary agreement a historic win for those nurses. But keep in mind, members still have to vote on this deal. If you remember, back in September, 15,000 nurses went on strike. That's including, from hospitals in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth even. And we looked into it this morning. We do know that a ratification vote from all hospitals is likely to come in the next few weeks. Keep in mind, this strike was supposed to happen on December 11th. So it should be before then, but of course we will keep following that for you, and we'll let you know how it all turned out.
All right, also this morning, make sure to catch Hot Mike with Dom. He's going to be on from 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock in the morning. That's on WDAY Extra and InForum.com. I'm sure they're going to be talking about FCS playoffs because another big playoff matchup this weekend for the Bison. And then in the NFL, the playoffs are starting to be within a couple of weeks here. So a lot of ramifications for those big games and how things are shaking out in the standings and all that different stuff. So I'm sure he'll be touching on all that this morning.
Yeah, lots going on in the sports world for sure. All right, everyone, stay in touch with your community through local news and information is the gift that keeps on giving all year long.
Yes, it does.
So you can subscribe now to get 50% off of an annual subscription for you or anyone on your list. Just visit inforum.com/subscribe to get started.
Great deal. Take advantage of that one. All right. Also, you can catch us at 11, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 to get all the latest headlines and updates on stories we brought you this morning. And 5 to 7 tomorrow morning. Be with us.
That's right. Yeah, stay with us, and we will be back here tomorrow morning. Hope to see you guys there. Bye.
Have a good day.